us give a clap offering.
That deals with running the state.
The state. Okay.
Including taxes, education, so on and so forth. And I imagine to some extent you have a state government too.
We have states. We
have
36 states in our,
36 states.
including our federal capital territory, which is Abuja. The capital of Nigeria is Abuja. We call it the federal capital territory. Now you have your Washington D.C.
Right.
The capital.
Right.
Yeah, the seat of government.
Yes. So I guess in your state you have governors.
We have governors.
Oh, okay. So
we have governors.
You have a state.
But we don't have senators state level. That's the
what
difference.
Do you have on state?
We have members of House of Assemblymen of the state level.
You have only one house.
Oh yeah, only one
house. We have two houses.
Yes, we have
different
two
states have different arrangements.
System. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have one house. Okay.
Only
one.
Yeah.
Then we have Yoruba.
What is it?
From the west.
What are you?
Yoruba.
Yoruba?
Yes.
What is Yoruba?
No, Urobo.
Urobo. Delta.
Who spell Yoruba?
U-R-U-O-H-Igbo.
Oh, Igbo. Yoruba.
Yeah, this is Igbo. This is two.
Oh, Igbo, Yoruba.
Yes. Then Yoruba.
Yoruba. It's a big country. What was your question?
You have more. We have more.
I know.
Sir, what type of opportunities can be created for the African exchange students, and what can we participate in?
Well, the best time to come, it varies, depends upon what you want to do. The students, if you want to come for the purpose of educational experience, or if you want to come for the purpose of recreational experience, or cultural experience, or even sports, there's a lot of different opportunities, especially cultural and even sports. How many people play basketball? How many people play soccer?
They don't play soccer.
So I noticed there are no girls in this room. You're the only girl?
Yeah.
What happened to the girls? Huh?
We actually, we love our girls very well.
I bet you do.
We love our girls so
much. Where are they?
We have
you leave them home. You love them so much you leave them home.
No. Unfortunately, their school started on time.
They don't go the same time, the boys?
Not really.
This is an old boys school.
These are old boys school.
They all from the same school?
Most of them.
I see.
Yeah.
Next time bring the girls.
Okay.
We don't like all boys. we want to show equality.
Next year you'll see more of the girls.
Yes.
I promise.
I have seen the future, though I'm not a prophet. In the book of Revelation, there is warning for the nations. He that has an ear, let him hear. Yes. What the Spirit is saying. oko ṣe ń bọ̀ wá, ó ń bọ̀ wá, ó ń bọ̀ wálé. Olórí oko ṣe ń bọ̀ wá, ó ń bọ̀ wá, ó ń bọ̀ wálé. Olórí oko ṣe ń bọ̀ wá, ó ń bọ̀ wá, ó ń bọ̀ wálé. Olórí oko ṣe ń bọ̀ wá, ó ń bọ̀ wá, ó ń bọ̀ wálé. Àfòpiná tó lóhùn ọba fìtílà ní ọba. Ṣé bí àárọ̀ tó bá gbọ́n? Lọ́gùn àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ ìfààyè gbọ́. Àfojúdi ọmọ ènìyàn, Ọlọ́run ọba ikú ló mú dání. Àìsílé olóńgbò.
Social Council, they are serving for 3 years' term the country. Members of the United Nations, they are sharing equal geographical representations. So, have you heard about UNICEF, UNESCO, World Health Organization, World Food Program? Yes, I can hear it. Our future is bright, I'm very sure. Because you are the one day going to sit here, say yes.
You get it?
That's what we're going to do. Belong to UN today. Why? Agenda of this Economic and Social Council talk about poverty and hunger. Do we have a dinner tonight? Do we have a shelter today? Are you well today? Can you concentrate in your classroom? That is
the temporary
symbol of equality for everyone. Now we are going to talk about weapons. We are going to talk about disarmament because our world spent on over $1.7 trillion for the military spending. It's a lot of money. 1 year, while children losing their lives in malnutrition, diabetes, TB. Instead of he carrying this AK-47, what if today he has a football? What if he has a music instrument? Or we talk about pencil and pen. Isn't it we can change? That's why Colombian musician Cesar Lopez is a musician and composer from Colombia. Is a Cote d'Ivoire.
Ivory Coast.
Yes. He created this AK-47 rifle, but exactly identical gun, but to the music instrument. It has a story. He's sharing his story what happened to his hometown, Colombia. He's from Bogota. There's many civil war, so he had the music concert. So he played guitar for the peace. While he's giving a music concert, he saw the one soldier just like your age, carrying a gun, exactly same way. He playing guitar. That inspired him. Do we have a choice? And this is a message for non-violence. Children should be children, not the soldier, not the sex slave. They are not for the worker. This is a message today. Think about it. Sometimes the choice of us is so simple. Like an aluminum tin we fill up with school material, it's a school in a box. AK-47 actually can play music if we predict this. Colombian musician Cesar Lopez, that's his name. He gave to UN and also he gave to Bob Geldof.
Williams.
And many famous musicians now play this music instrument. Any question? Now, We are going to talk about peace and security inside the Security Council. Okay? Sure, absolutely. Does it matter your skin color, religion, culture?
Society has the right to social security.
Absolutely.
Everyone has the right to take part in the government of his country and free choosing representatives. So,
absolutely. This is foundation of over 80 international human rights treaties and conventions now legally binding. And this is the most translated document in the world. Why? Because it belongs to you, belongs to me. Everyone should know and understand. This is one of the most powerful documents. Changed my life. Why? Everyone can go to school, including girls. I could go to school. You can go to school. Can you see? The resolution of General Assembly belongs to you today and me. It will change our future because we will remind time to time. Hi, that's belong to her. Tap, tap, tap. I make blackboard right away. I don't have a building, that's okay, but this is my school, under the tree, under the shade, under the refugee tent, half broken wall. I paint my school right away because that's my blackboard, my school. In Haiti, after 2010 earthquake, 2011 in Japan, Hurricane Katrina hit US because natural disaster can happen anywhere in the world, not developing country or developed country. So they have a school right away. One interesting number in Haiti, now they have a higher school rate for primary level school compared to 2010 before earthquake. Why education? Because education is the only weapon we can change our future. Mr. Nelson Mandela said that's the only weapon we have. Have you heard about a little girl called Malala? Malala?
Malala. Just talk about
Yousafzai, Pakistan. Now she said she's going to continue. She will stand up. She will talk about one child, one teacher, one notebook. One teacher, one pencil. That's all we need. I am stand up here.
What's up?
Where's the water going to? Where's the water coming from?
The memorial. Telling the people down there. The people crying. So you guys have to act a certain way. You know what I mean?
My business, where is dying? Are you spelling chicken?
No, Mr. McDonald's the principal.
Oh,
He's the boss.
I wasn't told
I'm the assistant.
Okay, great.
I'm the school social worker. I'm in charge of this
Great.
organization. These are my students. How do you do? It's a pleasure to meet you. Hi. Nice to meet you. How do you do?
I said that this would be a wonderful thing, where this could be an annual event, Really?
Oh, no, more work. Come on.
That's great. Thank you so
Let's
much.
not delay any further. Let's get the kids.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, Karen, you want to set them up?
Yeah, I do.
Child development, yeah. Lunch. Okay.
Before you get started, Ms. Early, I just want to welcome all of you, okay, here to our school. I'm Mr. Odell, I'm the principal here, okay? You're going to get an opportunity to meet with some of our student leaders. And I imagine that you all are leaders as well, otherwise you would not have been selected to come here. So it's a good meeting between some of our leaders and yourselves. A couple of things about our school that you're going to notice. A lot of people are wearing these jerseys, right? They don't do this every day, okay? Today's a special day. It's wear your favorite team jersey day, okay? And we also, you're going to hear music in the hallways when we change classes. That happens this week, but not the rest of the year. So don't go home and say, wow, it's so great, they play music all the time. We don't play music all the time. Only this week we're playing music in between the periods. But I do want you to meet with some of our students. These are some of our best and brightest student leaders. They're going to talk to you a little bit about our school. You'll get a tour, you'll get to see our school. And if you have questions, ask them, whatever you want to ask. Now, here's the deal though. They may have questions for you, right? And you have to give them some information about your school. That's what this is about, okay? So without further delay, I don't know if Ms. Earl, if you have some...
Yeah, they're already divided up.
Everybody up?
Yeah.
So we're going to hook everybody up and you guys can start your morning. Well,
Right.
thank you
Just
for
if
coming.
you could just divide your students, just divide them up into three groups. Three groups. Okay, one, Robert. Okay, anointing and excuse me. I got it. One.
Anybody here play soccer, by the way? Any soccer players? Yeah, very good. So you are at the World Bank, and what is the World Bank? Well, this is not a bank like another conventional type of bank where you go and you see cashiers and money, because we don't work with money here. Actually, this is a bank that lends money to developing countries. Countries like my country, Brazil, and countries like yours, Nigeria. Okay? So now, why do we lend money for? Well, countries need money to continue developing themselves. They need money to build roads. They need money to create education, right? They need money for health programs. They need money for HIV programs. And that's our job here. Basically, the World Bank is like a development bank. Our job is to lend and charge the lowest interest in the world from countries like mine, or charge no interest from countries like yours. If a country is not rich, if a country is not even middle, like China or Brazil, those are we call middle income. If a country is what we call low income, in other words, a country like Bangladesh, a country like Nigeria, Ethiopia, they will not pay interest. They borrow here money with 0% interest. So that's why we're here for. Our mission, the mission of the World Bank, is really to bring the number of poor down, is really to basically to eradicate poverty, to cut poverty in half. And progress has been done in many, many ways. Since the late 90s, the international community, the United Nations and World Bank, we all committed into cutting poverty in half, and that has already been achieved. Now, next will be to cut it in half again, and by 2030, hopefully there will be very, very few people living in extreme poverty. Okay? Another mission of the bank is what we call to build prosperity for all. Because countries like mine, for example, Brazil, we had a lot of poor people in Brazil, and now the poor are living better. Okay, they receive subsidies from the governments, actually financed by the bank. They receive money. Poor families receive like a $50 voucher every month in exchange to send their children to school and to clinics. So this little money that these mothers receive have helped these families become much less poor. They're now middle class in Brazil. And this eventually is going to happen to most countries that are extremely poor. Now, the question is how we're going to help those people who are, they're not as poor, but they're not still, they don't have access to good schools. They still don't have access to good hospitals and clinics, for example. So this is the second goal here, what we call to build prosperity for all. Okay?
To serve our Father's land with love and strength and faith. The name of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve without our minds, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
My coordinator is going to say something. We won't be long. The Secretary General has something to thank you. And Excellence, thank you too. Everybody will thank them. And we're going to let Ambassador Lu introduce his family. And we're going to finish and go.
Honorable Chairman, Ambassador, and Excellency, and all the ladies and gentlemen, and future leaders from beautiful Nigeria. First of all, I'd like to thank you, the Chairman and Ambassador, and all of you to give me a chance to as a host. The reason why I host because I think we are family. Second, we always think you come from far away, from the beautiful Africa, Nigeria to the United States. I'm thinking of you, is anything I can do for you? Maybe a dinner. And then give you some kind of sense of the hospitality and different culture. And then I didn't want to say too much, just give you my personal life experience. You're always thinking for others instead of thinking for yourself. Amen. That will bring you success. And I'd like to introduce my very lovely and powerful and charming boss.
I say thank you, and to your wife to appreciate you. The kids from Nigeria, the children from Nigeria, we are really humbled with what we are seeing here. Relationship is all about giving and taking, and it's also about adding value and exposure. I'm seeing a lot. It's really a privilege for us to be the first Nigerians to open the UNESCO Center for Peace on exchange program, summer camp, and youth pathway. We are really privileged, and we really thank you all for giving us that opportunity. I sincerely appreciate everyone, each person, because everyone is very important. Everyone is very important. And we can't do without any of you. You mean a lot to us as we come together here doing this. I'm looking forward to good, better relationship. Lasting one. The one that can sustain each and every one of us to add value to others, to impact to lives positively. When I look at these kids, when we are starting this thing in Nigeria, it was like a game, and at the same time, it was like a dream. But today, it's real, and I thank God for it. My heart is filled with gratitude to God and to people that made this thing very, very possible today. And this gratitude goes to the chairman, the ambassador, the secretary, and my wonderful coordinators. I see light in the end of the tunnel, and that was what gave me strength. And I just want to thank everyone. I appreciate you kids for behaving yourselves. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. I am glad everyone behaving yourself. And I so much believe that this thing will take us better. I also thank Bode and Uncle Tony. You're wonderful.
You know now. You are set, Mohammed. You ready? Okay.
So, over. Whose phone is that? Got it? Okay. In doing so, the students prepare, they do research on these countries. The research is real. And then when you come to these conferences, you negotiate with people. You have to stand up, you have to speak in front of people, and people challenge your positions. And by doing that, what happens, after that conference ends, it's a 3-day conference, after that conference ends, you are a very different person for the rest of your life. Yes. You're very different. You're all of a sudden, you're able to stand up and voice your opinion, even when you're wrong. You're able to go and approach people and introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Troy. Put your hand on, man. Yeah. What's your name? Speak up. What is it? Abiadu. Abiadu? Yes. Okay. So you're able to represent yourself in ways that we find valuable. And so in this country we say, Model UN. Model UN is an activity that prepares students for success. It prepares students for college, if you want to go to college. And if you don't want to go to college, that's okay. It prepares you for work. So, the teacher. Is the teacher in here? Yeah? Okay. What I want to do, we have something called a Human Rights Unit. And I'm going to give with you, I'm going to share with you, I'm going to give it to you so you can actually take it back. You need a computer to run it. But the Human Rights Unit is an activity that you can take back to your school and do it with your students in your classroom. It links to some online content. Let me see if I can pull it up online. It might be there. Okay. identified the message of the United Nations. One has said that the United Nations is very bad with promoting the good that they do. And so the foundation, it's sometimes difficult to brag about your accomplishments, so I kind of understand that. But the foundation then exists for that reason, to not necessarily brag about the good that the UN does, but to kind of spread the word and let people know that the world is a better place because the United Nations exists. Do we all feel that way? Because there are some people in the world who think that, America could be okay without a UN. What do you guys think about that? Do you think the world is a better place because of the United Nations? You don't think so?
No.
You don't think so? As in the world, we don't need the UN?
We need the UN.
Yeah, we do need it. The UN, can anybody tell me why the UN was created? Okay, he said to promote peace. That's exactly true, but that's it. That's it. Did you hear what he said? He said to prevent to World War III. The UN really came about because people saw the devastating effects of World War II. And they said, you know what? We might not be able to prevent World War III, but we can at least make an attempt to by peaceful resolution, bring people together and discuss issues. And just like any issue, even your own families, you don't always agree and see eye to eye on things. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Yeah, with your brothers and sisters, with your parents, with your husbands, with your wives, you don't always see eye to eye. And that's okay, but you need to get to a place, and we need to get to a place in the world where we can have conflict, but the conflict can still be positive and can be the best interest of most people. And idealistically, that is why the United Nations itself exists. And when I think about that, I think that's inspirational. It's inspirational for me, when I think about world peace, when I think about tolerating people who are different from ourselves, who eat different food, who look different, who's just different in ways that we can't even think of. I think, approaching that from a peaceful place and realizing that you might be different from I am, but we can still be friends and go have a Coca-Cola is a nice place to be. So I wanted to share, when I got the email from Ambassador Conde, I thought, well, wow, what could be relevant to share with you guys here? And I thought about our flagship education program. There's a program called Model United Nations. And Model United Nations, as we see it here at the Foundation, we seek to engage middle school students and high school students in an experiential learning activity where you take on the role of an ambassador. And so we're going to watch a 20-minute film which showcases, we do two very large international conferences here in New York City in the spring. One is the middle school conference, which takes place in April, and one is the high school conference, which takes place in May. And students your age, they do research, and you'll come and you'll represent Canada, and you'll represent the Netherlands, and you'll represent the United States, and you'll represent Japan, and you come to these conferences and you don't really take on the perspectives of your own. You've done research on the country that you're representing, and you seek resolution by peaceful means to some of the most world's pressing problems. So we're going to see a video, and then I want you guys just give me some feedback on what you think, and I'd like to learn a little bit about your educational process and some things that you were interested in doing back in Nigeria. So when you look at this film, think in terms of things that you see there that you might want to explore in your school, and maybe after the film we can have a brief conversation and see if we can make some of those things a reality or a possibility. Sounds like a plan? Yeah? Y'all sleepy? No? Okay. All right.
As Egypt there. So what actors are you guys taking right now in your country?
Well, we have a bunch of facilities that we have, but they're really small, and we need to expand it. So we have family planning and awareness, yeah.
The UNFP and United Nations fund for population activities. They're the ones that are really doing all the funding right now in Sudan. Help for the women that are dying. Women are what's dying hemorrhaging in our country.
Yeah, that's the same thing for us.
Yeah.
In the name of U.S. Federation of UNESCO Club, Santa Ana Association, New York State chapter, to give you this small thing so you can keep us in your memory in the office.
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
So you can think about us all the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Find a place to laugh. In the heart of wicked justice, we forged ahead to grow. Bumpy roads and darkened homelands don't kill our will, gotta go. When the road that stands before you looks like it never ends, when the fire would devour you, or so it seems, my friend. Well, the more you sing, the more you will make that trouble bend. Sing and let it end. Oh yeah. I am glad to walk the earth. I am glad that I was born a Nigerian. I am glad to be alive. Glad that I was born. Oh yeah. I am glad. Oh, I am happy. I am glad to be a part of destiny. I am glad to walk the earth. Glad that I was born. Oh yeah. In the absence of a